do you guys ever use the change plan worksheet inside of your meetings, or is that not something that comes up for you very often when you're looking at making changes and planning for how you're going to deal with them? For those of you that are watching, I'll post what a change plan worksheet looks like right about now, and then we'll carry on. Jody, you use it?
Yeah, I use it a lot in my meetings on we just used it over Halloween because uh uh, Halloween was a big drinking holiday for me because I would drink wine and pass out candy and the wine would keep me warm in the cold, you know.
Yeah.
But so, and I know people would have Halloween parties where they would go drink. And so I use the change plan worksheet on Halloween and like, okay, my plan is to stay abstinent on Halloween or at a Halloween party. And then we go through what are the steps I'm going to take? You know, how important is this to me? Who can help me with this? How do I know this is working? How do I know when this is not working? And I use it, I'm going to use it again um, over New Year's, you know.
Mhm.
So, like, and, you know, I talk about it in the beginning of their journey, you know, something, okay, how am I going to stay sober? If staying sober is your goal, you know, how am I going to go about doing this? But I use it throughout the year on certain holidays, you know, you know, drinking holidays to, you know, how am I going to meet my goals over this holiday where I'm going to be at a party or whatever? Or maybe be lonely, you know, how am I going to deal with the loneliness?
Yeah, and just so people are aware, as we're filming this, it's we're approaching the holiday season. So we're coming up to Christmas time. So there's going to be inside of these meetings, there's going to be a ton of people coming in trying to prepare for going through this time period, which is obviously can be a really, really challenging time when we're trying to shift any kind of substance or process issues, especially when we're around family that can be incredibly triggering as well and going into those times. So anybody else find other ways of dealing with that, building motivation to keep going, using the change plan worksheet or anything like that coming into these times?
Well, I was going to share just a story that happened on Friday with the change plan where it got brought up in a meeting with a participant that I guess didn't realize I was in the room when this happened. And they asked that participant, have you done one of these yet? And she said, no, but I got my workbook. I would love to do one. And I'm sitting in the room going, I did one with this person like a week ago. Right. And I'm listening. And then they open up their book and they go, oh, wait, hold on. I think I did one in Aaron's group because I've got it written here. And I chirped. I'm like, yeah, you did. He's like, oh, he's here. I'm like, yeah, you did. But so the tool's as effective as we're willing to use it at the end of the day. Like, um, in this case,
Do you think that's the same with any of the tools though? There
of
is,
course, you know what, Stephen, I always say, as you've said, everything starts with stop, right?
yeah,
So if we're not willing to stop, it's going to be hard to really put any of these tools in effect if we're just kind of coasting in auto mode, right? Um, but the thing is it does take in my experience so far a bit of repetition of not giving up. Just because you've done the exercise and it didn't work doesn't mean it doesn't work. It means that we can keep trying, maybe write it differently or do it again. And like you always say, failing's a part of the process. So it's about how we respond to that. What does it mean that I failed?
yeah,
How did I fail? What can I change? But the tool itself, I like what Jody was saying there. It's kind of like a planning ahead to build mastery type technique where
yeah,
I'm about to go into XYZ. What do I think is going to happen here? What can I prepare, not just for the um, mental response, but the emotional response, and that how will I feel? What kind of modes of behavior may start kicking in, and what's effective for me to respond in this way? So by putting a plan in place, this is where we talk about, quantifying our behavior.
yeah,
It's like you go to the gym. I don't know if other people go to the gym, but a lot of people who actually trained at the gym, they don't just go and work out. They're keeping track of everything they're doing. I spent 10 minutes here. I did
yeah,
50 of these. I did, so that they could keep track of their growth. And that's where the most effectiveness comes in.
yeah.
It doesn't mean you can't go to a gym and work out, right? And see effects, sure. But will you get the same effect or, understanding of what's going on as somebody who's writing it down and keeping track of what they're doing? Probably not.
Yeah.
So the change plan worksheet, I think, yeah, it does serve a purpose of just setting these smart goals. I'll throw that out there too. If you're going to set a little specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time bound goal, throw it into a change plan if you have to.